Of course, a third protagonist is Fabrica, Benetton's communication research centers. Alfio and I has been working in these years for Fabrica as consultants and developers for this project. Fabrica has been founded by Luciano Benetton and Oliviero Toscani in the 90s, and it is settled near Benetton headquarters in this ancient Villa Veneta, also restored by Japanese architect Tadao Ando. But let's jump into the core of our storytelling. So we will talk about Benetton Live Windows.
Yes, two more words about Fabrica. This project is possible because Fabrica. I want to say something about that. Fabrica is a collective of creative people spread all around the world, and so it's not an agency. So, of course, this is an applied research project because we learn with them every day through the observation. We observe the behavior of the people in the street, and we try to understand new language because Fabrica is a research center that creates new language in terms of social, commercial, and so on. So this project is a case history. So it's something that is possible because Fabrica, because the amount of creatives. So this is the net. Benetton, that is the company that let us to install this video wall, has more than 6,000 stores in the world. So our project is located in 11 places all around the world. Are different places, like you see, one in each historical center, some of them in mall, just because it's this difference that it's important. This difference because involve people with different culture, with a different behavior. And this is the real approach of the project. We create content and we observe interactive application, and we observe the behavior of different people to understand, to create a global language. And this is, I think, the goal for Fabrica in the next 2012-2013. Milano, for example, this is the core of the city. It's a city that hosts all the year exhibition about fashion, design. So the people are demanding, the capacity of the people to understand if contents are good or not, it's in the core, it's in the genetic of the city. So we pay attention at the level of the quality of these contents. And like you see, we respect also a surround that it's a surround, historical surround. So we have to dialogue with the authority and with them understand what is possible to do, because in a historical center we have a limitation in terms of sound, in terms of lights.
Yes, this is what we'll be talking about, experience on the streets in major shopping districts, in major towns in the world, in beautiful buildings and flagship stores with people. So this is the scene, and these are the ingredients of the story that we'll be talking about. And this is the kind of experience we continuously, daily produce in our store. This is from Barcelona, and this crowd of people gathering together, having fun, sharing these positive moods, and taking pictures, sharing what you usually see on the street, like with a street artist. So this is something that looks like a show, but it's happening in front of the Benetton store windows.
When we realize this kind of interactive games, interactive entertainment, we consider always that the people in the street can share the experience with the protagonist. And like you see, the result is that he records the image on the phone and the people clap. And like you see all around, it's the only store with people in front of the store that in a normal morning pay attention at something. This is the goal, to engage people and make the experience funny. So an experience that is funny, we know that will be shared with others. Everybody can tell to somebody else, stop, please stop in front of this place because you can be protagonist of an experience. And this is what we try to develop in all our interactive application. This is another one, very intuitive. Without any text that suggests you how to interact, just intuitive. In the row of this company there is the color. So in a simple movement with a delay, you have a delay and you dismount your figure in 3 different colors. The people became part of the experience, reflecting with their image, and they move. They forget that they are in the middle of the street, and they became part of this experience, carrying inside other from outside. So this is what we like to do. It's to entertain people with simple and intuitive interactivity.
This is something that seems to have something to do with the show, because we have a stage, the street, we have, and the window itself, we have a protagonist, we have actors, and we have the audience. And each one of these elements is part of the action and is part of a show.
I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. 3 statements. What we consider now when we have a workshop with creatives to create contents, it's always we suggest them to think about the moment. We are overcrowded of stimulation from outside. So if something could, the value of this statement was at the time something relevant, but now we teach them, then if I do and I remember. Why? Because if you engage yourself to do something, to invent something, to react, you remember. Otherwise, if you see so many things, then in this moment you forget. This, I think, is an important start to approach a project like this one on the street.
We want to share these candid shootings. It's really the very moment when attention is hooking up somebody, in this case this couple in Milan. And we want to show you what's happening here. So they are stopping before the store windows in Duomo Square in Milan. And they are enjoying another application, another interactive application, also still based on body movement without any instruction. And what we see is that their couple or individual experience is shared by a number of people. You can see how many of them. In this moment, the store is turning into a media with a very high reach. And we can count how many hits in 30 seconds this media is able to reach. And all these people have the freedom to choose the degrees of their personal participation as protagonists or as the audience, just with their eyes or with their digital eyes, like cameras or mobile devices. So this experience is getting a huge number of people in the very place where people are keen to purchase something. It is something that, of course, it must be considered when we talk about this sustainability of this project and the return of this project. And each one of these people is keeping a positive remind of this experience. And many of them will keep in by those devices. And so this experience will have a longer life cycle, and they will be distributed by the users themselves, being the either protagonist or the audience. And they will be shared with others, thanks also to the devices that they will use. And another important consideration regarding this experience is how much size matters, because really size does matter when you work on the street, when you live on the open space, on the open environment, on the urban scene. The hyperscale of the user image is not only given what Andy Warhol called 15 minutes, or in this case 15 seconds of celebrities, but it's giving exposure, and it's also a self-affirmation of the person in an age where the personal image is key to exist. And this works, of course, with all cultures. When something is based or is designed to create a funny, a joyful experience, this will be keener to be shared with others, because we all want to remind positive thoughts and positive memories.
You see Milano, Duomo Square in a normal day. And these are the 4 windows with 120 monitors. You know, before 2010, when this company started to install, the digital signage was with few monitors, 8, 10, 4. This company decided with us to install a larger surface to be visible, because the competitors are really aggressive on the street. So it was a choice. But even to be visible from far away, but to involve people and involve them like protagonists in the same image in the window. So you can get the satisfaction from one window, but you can see all the windows together and see something that is synchronized together. So it's more a show. This is a choice, of course. This is the reason, because I told you it's a case history. The interactivity is very important, and because this company sells a particular line for children, we create interactivity for children, because the children drive the parents to be part of this interactivity engagement.
Also, regarding Milan, this installation has really changed the way the Duomo Square lives, because the store, even though it's quite big, it is installed in the most neglected, the most neglected corner on the square. Now it has turned into the reference place for everybody. So if somebody call a friend, let's see in Duomo Square, which is huge, of course they had in front of Benetton's store. This is the first ingredient for creating a memorable experience. Of course, you need to engage in people and engage their attention, because there is some value, there is the real value on the street, and attention is the real currency, whereas experience, it is a kind of transaction. And this is an image of our Barcelona store, which is really representing a store cashing in attention. As you can see, everybody is turning their face and paying attention to this store experience. Attention works also as a magnet. Attention recalls other attention. If you look right, I will look right, probably. If I see a small crowd of people, I will look what's happening there. But attention must be gained also in terms of something different, something magical, something which is unique. Unique considering the environment, the street, something that I could never, I would never seen it before. Attention is a matter of selection, of course. The moving image is something that is able to trigger attention, but of course is not enough. We need to synchronize movement and considering the scale, the condition of lights, and the building in which the image is set. Attention must work in different conditions, as Alfio said, from a distance, from nearby. It must be something readable, where visual quality is enjoyable, either from very close and from far away. And like in a larger place like Milan Duomo Square, or here in Munich, in Kaufingerstrasse.
No, just to say that when we decide also to occupy the first floor was because all around in the surround competitors positioned a big logo at the upper floor. So in a global landscape, we had to go a little bit upper to make a contrast with the other really strong logo from the competitors that are now became and surely became in the future huge because the light also help to become visible from distance. And so big logo with big light, this is what also some municipality let to install. So we prefer instead to install a big logo, United Color of Benetton, install this live window to create light and content dedicated. This is another view from Milano. Milano is very important in the nighttime, especially in the winter, because like I told you, hosts so many exhibitions that there are always many people around in this historical center. So the window in the nighttime changed a little bit the contents, became more social, became more engagement for to engage people in terms of debate, discussion about different topics. And so it's very important this setup that, of course, goes even here at the upper floor, touching the upper floor of this historical building. London, another point of view in London, here in Brompton Road, where these are set up, this window, to attract the people when they cross the street, where they are stopped also at the traffic light. We have a double circulation here. People that walk, many, because this road is a commercial road, very busy, especially during the weekend, but even many cars that stop just in front of the store. So the contents reflect a little bit this feature, and we use the content considering that there is a little bit more time to catch the contents. So a little bit more, it's longer than what we set up in other historical center. Here it's Munich. You can see here, this is something really interesting. The store on the left side with this installation. On the right side, in the normal setup of the store, you see how it's different. Imagine that the left side is static, the right side is dynamic. I think the company had the courage here to invest also in a relation with the different store manager, try to convince them to take out the mannequin, because in a store that sell outfit, and especially fashion, when you refuse the mannequin to digital image, I think it's a step that has been decided with courage, because this store costs a fortune. Imagine if they lose money. How could be dangerous for the company, especially among so many competitors. So this is a strategy, but and the reason, because I told you, is a research, an applied research project, is because we are still studying the results. Then now, of course, produce a good successful for the store, and we improve every 3 months with a new open. But at the beginning, when we started with this strategy, we didn't know. Another historical center where we install window, and where we try to create also a surround dedicated for this installation. And now we talk about content to create the attention. Okay, here it's a content that we took from the web, we took a movie created for the web. So the models, the collection was described in this movie and used in a normal screen positioned inside the store or on the web. And so to create something that was more dynamic and with a more emphasis for the street, we add all these details with the color of the collection to amplify the color of the collection for the outside passerby. And like you see, this, when they feel the window, and you see here in the store, in the window, the panorama, the landscape, capture the people from far away. Imagine that we started from a video already done in horizontal, and we divided in vertical, synchronized, and especially colorful surface. And this is the way to do contents for this company. Create a special content for each place.
Let me add that each window is fitted with a sound system. And this is Paris. This is Paris, where the environment is always very demanding. We are facing Galeries Lafayette and a number of very important brands and competitors. And also in Paris, we needed to fine-tune with the context, which is really high profile. And if we talk about attention as a currency, this currency is what we want to subtract from our competitors. But this was also the opportunity to introduce another add-on of our project, and even addressing the core identity of Benetton Live Windows. These kind of projects may live if they leverage a wider network of providers, so-called. We've seen that interactive applications provide a huge amount of user-generated content. This is very important to keep the media alive all the time, because without a continuous, strong diversity and variety of contents, you will lose very, very quickly the attention of people. And we also created as Fabrica and launched this cooperative network with the best European art and design schools. And just to have a spot on London, we are currently cooperating with Central St. Martin's, with the Royal College of Art, and with the University of the Creative Arts of Farnham and the London Metropolitan University. We cooperate with them. We are inserted in their educational program. We've been welcomed to work with their students for for shaping concepts and contents, not commercially aimed, but aimed to investigate and develop this new language that is developed between brands and people on the streets, considering all constraints and opportunity that we have. And just as an example of the last Happy Valentine's Day contents provided by the École de Communication Visuelle in Paris, this is something also challenging, daring, which is not ordinary, and it's our need for leveraging this amount of creativity of young people that live on the street, that are fine-tuned with the local and global reality. Or this is something that we wanted to share with you. It's just a demo, a study that we are gaining for an interactive application, also based on funny effects, colors, and people being protagonists of the store, of the window, and of the street. And just to finish, a short clip from Munich from last March, just to see how this application and the store in this way is addressed to all ages without any barrier, all kinds of people, and how these experiences are shared by a larger audience.
Was I there? It felt so crystal in the air.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.